Debt is not evil. Debt is a sword. But in the hands of the untrained, it cuts the wielder instead of the enemy. In every society, debt is the silent architect of despair. It builds the walls of stress. It lays the bricks of fear. It decorates your days with anxiety dressed as bills, credit cards, car loans, and student bondage. The tragedy? Most people signed up for it willingly, not because they were reckless, but because they were taught by a system that benefits from their blindness. You were told, get a good credit score. You were told, buy the house first. You were told, debt is normal. And now, entire generations have become slaves to financial myths sold as wisdom. But the rich? They use debt as leverage, while others owe for things that rust, fade, and depreciate. The wealthy borrow to build empires. They borrow to acquire income-producing assets. They borrow not to consume, but to scale. This is the difference. The poor use debt to survive. The rich use debt to multiply. And the middle class? They get caught in between, earning just enough to manage their debt, but not enough to escape it. It's the perfect trap. A trap built on emotion. A trap designed for obedience. A trap marked as achievement. You think owning a house makes you successful? But what if that house takes more than it gives? What if you don't own the house, but the house owns you? Maintenance, taxes, mortgages, repairs, liabilities. If it doesn't pay you monthly, it's not an asset. It's a liability wrapped in emotional marketing. That's what Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki. Assets feed you. Liabilities feed on you. The rich are not afraid of debt because they use it to buy freedom. Not someday, today. They use it to acquire rental properties, businesses, royalties, intellectual property. They borrow at 4% to earn at 12%. They turn the bank's chains into ladders because they studied the game. They stopped fearing the system and started using it. Most people stay broke not because they hate money, but because they are afraid to question what they've been told. They fear stepping out of line. They fear being wrong. They fear being judged. But the rich, they are not afraid to look foolish before they look free. They know that every empire starts with unlearning. Unlearning the need to impress. Unlearning the idea that a job is safety. Unlearning that good debt is scary. Let me ask you, are you working to pay off bad debt? Or are you learning how to create good debt? Are you owning for consumption or borrowing for creation? Because the game doesn't care about your intent. It rewards only those who understand the rules. And one of the deepest rules is this: debt either makes you a prisoner or a prince. And the only difference is what you use it to buy. Kiyosaki saw this early. While Poor Dad warned him to avoid debt like fire, Rich Dad taught him to study it like a weapon. He learned to separate productive debt from parasitic debt. One builds legacy, the other devours peace. And while others lived in fear of interest rates, he learned to harness them. He learned to borrow to buy time, to borrow to gain control, to borrow for leverage, not lifestyle. We are living in an age where debt is marketed like candy, easy to get, hard to survive. Credit card companies, student loans, buy now, pay later schemes, all built on the same philosophy. Keep them earning just enough to never escape. The modern trap isn't poverty, it's comfort on credit. And comfort is the enemy of growth because it feels good while it slowly kills your options. But here's the turning point. This isn't your destiny. You can switch sides. You can stop being the borrower who bleeds and become the borrower who builds. The one who learns to identify true assets. The one who uses other people's money to create value. The one who doesn't run from debt, but makes debt run for them. Let this affirmation settle into your bones. I do not fear debt. I master debt. I borrow with wisdom. I buy with vision. I create with intention. I own my future with precision. I am not a consumer. I am a commander of capital. I study the rules. I beat the system. I build assets that pay off the debt I never carry. This is not fantasy. This is strategy. The strategy that keeps the world climbing, while others stay trapped in cycles they don't understand. So the next time someone brags about their new purchase, ask, is it paying them or is it chaining them? And the next time you consider taking a debt, ask, will this give me control or take it from me? Because every dollar borrowed is a decision to either build an empire or to fund someone else's. And you, right now, have a choice to stay loyal to a story that steals your power or to rewrite it with courage, with intelligence, with fire in your voice and a spreadsheet in your hand. Because true freedom begins when you no longer fear debt. You command it, like the rich, like the strategic, like the awakened, and like the new version of you being born right now.